Let's make a delicious tomato pie. Welcome back to the Whole Food Plant-Based Cooking Show, where we make plant-based cooking easy. I'm Jill, and today we are going to make this delicious tomato pie using some local heirloom tomatoes that are just to die for. So what better to highlight or focus on those beautiful tomatoes than to put it in a pie? All right, so we're going to start with our crust. You need to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Then we're going to use 1.5 cups of almond flour, 1/2 cup of oat flour, 1/2 cup of tapioca starch or arrowroot powder, that would work just the same, 1/2 cup of flax meal, 2 teaspoons of baking powder. And I have 1.5 cups of mashed white sweet potato that we're also going to use, but we're going to mix this up first just to make sure we don't have any like baking powder clumps in it. We're going to whisk it. Okay, now you're going to add your mashed sweet potato, and all I did was bake my sweet potato and then scrape out the pulp, but you could also boil it in some water too. Either way will work just fine. So we're going to put that in there, and then you're just going to kind of cut it in, kind of like you would a regular pie crust with the butter. The potato is in place of the butter. And it just takes a little time just to kind of get it all cut in, and then you'll mash it together in a ball with your hands. Okay, now that you have it mashed together into a ball, I'm going to grab some parchment paper and a rolling pin, and I'll show you how to roll it out. Okay, now to roll it out, you just put your ball on some parchment paper and mash it out roughly into a circle. And then put another piece of parchment paper so that it doesn't stick to your rolling pin. Because this is not a flour-based pie crust, you can't just sprinkle extra flour on and it won't stick to your rolling pin. So you're just going to roll it out. You're going to need a pie plate. This is a 9.5-inch pie plate. You could also use a tart pan, or you could even just roll it out on a cookie sheet and just make sure that you kind of lift up the edges a little bit, because there's a lot of juice that it needs to stay in that pie. Okay, there you go. Now you're just going to peel it back, and it's not going to be completely round, but this is a very forgiving pie crust. You can really easily just mend it back together with little pieces when you get it in your shell. So we're going to flip this into our pie plate and then peel that off. And then you're just going to, let it sink down into the pie plate, just like you would a regular crust. Make sure that it gets down into the edges here without pushing it down too hard so it gets really thin. You kind of have to just gently nudge it down into there. Okay, and then it's up to you what kind of edge you want on your pie and how much time you want to take. You can just cut it off and just do a plain edge, or you can, pinch it just like a pie crust. I would go down a little bit for this. This edge is a little bit high, so I'm going to go down a little bit and just start forming the edge of the crust. So I'm going to get that done, and then I'll show you when I'm done, and then we'll move on to the next step. While we're waiting for that, I'd like to share some background on our show. The Whole Food Plant-Based Cooking Show is crowd-funded, which means these free weekly recipe videos, along with our entire catalog of free printable recipes on our website, plantbasedcookingshow.com, and our Plant-Based Cooking Made Easy cookbook series, are all made possible in part by the generous patronage of our supporting membership community. So if you love our recipes, I invite you to join us on our mission to make plant-based cooking easy, and follow the link in the description to become a supporting member today. There's no denying the plant-based diet is a nutrient powerhouse, but did you know there are a handful of hard-to-get nutrients even well-crafted diets are often lacking? The latest research suggests that complementing your diet with a few specific vitamins, minerals, and omega-3s will help boost your energy and keep you thriving for the long term. That's why my daily health routine includes Complement Essential. Complement Essential contains the 8 critical nutrients lacking from most plant-based diets in dosages optimized specifically for us. As a special discount for our viewers, just use code PLANTBASEDEASY at checkout to save 15% off of your order. Okay, there's our finished pie crust. And if you have extra, like I do, I have a little extra, don't throw it away. Roll that out, put some fruit in there and some little date chunks to sweeten it. Close it up and make yourself a little fruit tart. It's delicious. This crust is absolutely delicious, so don't throw it away. All right, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this in the oven at 350 for 10 minutes, just to kind of seal the surface, because we're going in with tomatoes and that's a lot of juice that needs to stay in that crust. Okay, now we're on to this little sauce that we're gonna put in the bottom of the pan and a little bit on the top too. It's a cashew-based sauce, but you could also use almonds instead. That would work too. So this is 1/4 cup of cashews, and all of our pantry ingredients today are from our partner Essential Organics, who carry over 600 organic products. And if you want to check them out, you can use the code PLANTBASEDEASY at checkout for 10% off your order. Then we've got a tablespoon of white wine vinegar, a tablespoon of nutritional yeast, and a tablespoon of Dijon mustard. And then 1/4 cup of water. And you're just gonna blend this until all the little chunks of the cashews are gone. Okay, there we go. Now I'm gonna grab my tomatoes and I'm gonna wait for that crust to come out and then we'll get to assembling. Okay, so now we have everything here to assemble, and look at these heirloom tomatoes. They're so beautiful and the smell is amazing. And if you absolutely can't get heirloom tomatoes, you can use some good vine ripened tomatoes too. It'll work just the same, but this just, the flavor. All right, so we're gonna take a little bit of our sauce and we're just gonna pour a little bit into the bottom. Probably about half. And then we're gonna sprinkle some garlic. This is 3 cloves of minced garlic. So it's gonna be nice and garlicky. And then we're gonna start layering our tomatoes. So this is 3 heirloom tomatoes that I cut up. And we'll see how far they go here. Kind of just, layer them on top of each other. You don't want to just put them flat because you're probably going to end up with too many. So if you layer them up a little bit, once they cook, they lay down and they slump down just a little bit. Oh, look at that. So pretty. All right. And the ones you have left over, you can just eat them while this is baking. Okay, and then you're gonna sprinkle, I've got some fresh chopped basil here. It's about 2 to 3 tablespoons. You can put as little or as much as you want if you like it. A lot of basil, a lot of that flavor. And then I have half a teaspoon of some thyme. Just gonna sprinkle just a little bit in there. If you have fresh, that's even better. I just didn't have any fresh. Okay, and then some cracked pepper on top. And then you're just gonna you're gonna kind of drizzle the rest of this just over the top. Just to give it a little extra flavor. Okay, so your oven should be ready, and we're gonna stick it in there for 35 minutes, and then It's time to eat. Okay guys, it is out of the oven. Come on and take a look. Oh man, it looks and smells amazing. So I'm gonna let this cool for a few minutes and then I'll meet you at the table for a taste. Okay, let's dig in. Oh gosh. Oh, look at all that juicy tomato. Oh my gosh. So gorgeous, these colors. Let's give a little bit of everything. Oh, wow. Really, if you can get heirloom tomatoes, do it. They are so worth it to have them just once a year. You are gonna love it. Come on back next week for another great recipe.